I'm Mike Morrison. I'm the just immediate past owner of Morrison Funeral Home. My great uncle, Lake Steffi, started the funeral home here in 1924, and it was the first funeral home in Oil City. Retiring was an interesting change of life. It was well thought out, well planned. A little extra push from my dear wife, who said it's time, and I was ready to keep on working, which I enjoyed. I thoroughly enjoyed working, helping families through their time of need. I believe our legacy is continuing with Rebekah and Matt. Rebekah especially, she's so involved that I don't know how she takes the time to do what she does at times. Matt's, I think, more involved maybe with the business itself and taking care of things here, and Rebekah's the sort of the front person sometimes. She's out and very involved in the community.
I met Rebekah and Matt about 10 years ago. They came into Oil City looking for a home. They were going to come work for Morrison's funeral home, and they needed a home. So I met them and their family, and we traveled through Oil City looking for a home for them, and we were able to find a home for them up on Maple Avenue here in town. A kind of a friendship developed with being with them and their family and everything, and I enjoyed that very much, and I appreciated them volunteering for in the community, because that's how you get to be part of the community, by volunteering. My father had passed away last October, and we had Rebekah and Spencer come out to my father's home and sat down with him and how he wanted to do his funeral. And then we came down and was very impressed by the professionalism they had here. So I was very proud to have them handle my dad's funeral, so appreciated that. Felt good. You knew him and took care of it.
Something that has been difficult, I think, with the initial move to Oil City from the midsection of Pennsylvania, Matt and Rebekah purchased a home from Mike and his wife in hopes that Matt and his father would follow through with the business. Shortly after that happened, unfortunately, Matt's father passed away, and that was very, very difficult, not only for the family, but we felt their troubles during that time. It was not in the plans. Matt and Rebekah are so engaged in being part of the community and having strong wills and adversity that they were able to overcome that. Their compassion has been through their adversity of dealing with death, not only in their personal life, but also with the clients that they serve in the community. Everybody that I've ever talked to has just raved about how compassionate and caring they both are in dealing with unfortunate passing of family members.
It's been wonderful to be neighbors with both management teams, because over my 25 years at the YMCA as a neighbor, they have volunteered for the Y, they've served on our board of directors, and as a side, when they aren't busy, they've just let extra members from the Y park in their parking lot. It's just been a pleasure to work with all of them. Been good for the YMCA and the community. Current management worked with Rebekah. She's so energetic. She supports the Y. She's a YMCA member, and important for the YMCA is she is our future board chairman, so that's exciting. Previous to that, Linda volunteers to teach classes for the YMCA, so both management teams have just been great neighbors and good for the Y. I mean, it's nice to just see them on the street or in the Y or in their own property. It's been fun.
The one thing I notice about the funeral home is the heritage that Rebekah and Matt still try to bring in from the past relationships with families and the past owners, like Mike and Chuck Morrison, and even Lake Steffi. So they really try to bring in family and make this feel more like a home and not such a sad place to be. I mean, unfortunately, it can be, so they try to make everything welcoming. Being an employee at Morrison Funeral Home, The work is definitely very stressful at times, but there's not a day that I don't leave here without a thank you, or even just doing a simple errand to the post office or running to the bank. I'm always thanked and appreciated, and that, especially in this business, dealing with some hard things, it's important to feel thanked and appreciated. I just think Matt and Rebekah have done a really good job at taking over the funeral home from Mike, and I know that it is hard to sell your funeral home and to sell something that's been in your family for so long, but Matt and Rebekah are definitely wanting to keep this a family business and keep that in Oil City and keep the community here in the business as well.